It's actually really cold outside right now, to be perfectly honest. I am freezing. My bike says it's 21. It does not feel like 21. Honestly, I feel freezing. My arms are cold. My arms are absolutely freezing, seriously. My legs are great, you know, because these pants don't breathe very well, and my mic is up against my fucking chin. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm cold. I didn't exactly prepare for this ride really well, because I'm headed to the Ford dealership for my Mustang right now. Not to pick it up, but just to inform them some of the things I forgot to tell them, you know? And so yeah. And it's like, well, Ink, why don't you just call them? Well, because I have no reception on my phone where I live. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want to sit there for half an hour doing something that, well, I could spend, you know, 20 minutes doing, so. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the dealer. And I'm gonna try and go there by memory, because my phone's gonna die, and I just pulling over to pull up the GPS to, yeah, it's not worth it. So I'm gonna go there by memory, and you know, if I fuck up, oh well, you know, it just makes my ride a little bit longer. But yeah, it's like right around the block, or right around the corner at least. It's literally less than like 10 miles, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna go the long way, or at least the way that I went. So that way it's not like, oh well, I go this far this way, this far that way, and then like, oh whoops, made a wrong turn because I didn't do the right thing, or I didn't follow the way that I went there originally. Oh good, it's starting to smell like exhaust again. I like smell like burnt oil or burnt hair or something. And I know it's not my tail. I think it's the truck ahead of me. Oh god, that smells awful. You know, Panigales are really good for this winter thing. You know why? Because it's like having a heated seat. And that's one of the reasons to not have one in the summer, is because it's like having a bike with a heated seat. You know, in the winter it's great. It's the best thing on the planet. You know, you move, you get cold, then you sit still and you warm back up. Summer, not so much. Summer you heat up and then you never cool back down. Ooh, it's an R1. I don't think I've ever been, outside of a dealership, I don't think I've ever been that close to a brand new R1. And I know I was just riding by it, but still. Oh yeah, the dealership I'm going to actually has two Cobra GT350s on the floor. One's white and black, one's blue, one's all black, and then one's yellow. I'm not a fan of yellow, to be perfectly honest, but hell, they have one. I think it's yellow and black. I'm not 100% on that, and I'm not gonna go inside to show you people, sorry, but walking in with a helmet and talking to yourself is just not something that I'm comfortable with right now. You know, like you'll see some of the motovloggers just walk in with their helmets on and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like where I am, that kind of looks shady, you know? Like wearing a hat inside when you're not wearing a uniform is weird to me. You know, I've never done it before. I've always taken my hat off, you know, when I go inside. You know, I always take my helmet off when I go inside. Even, well, not so much for gas stations, but yeah, you know, I always just do that extra little thing. I don't know why. It makes me more comfortable. Even even though I want to remain anonymous to a lot of the world, you know, when I go inside, you know, as far as like cameras and stuff, like, you know, hey, why is this guy wearing a helmet? Why is this guy wearing a hat? Why is this? You know, I don't want to draw attention to myself. I just want to be another guy in the crowd, or another girl in the crowd, I should say, because I don't know why, that just makes me feel a lot better when I say that. Hey, look, it's church. It's Friday. I know there were Saturday and Sunday meetings, but I didn't know there were Friday meetings. I guess that's for the dedicated people, right? Oh well, I don't know. But yeah, you know, I would show you if I was just more comfortable with walking around with my helmet on indoors and talking to myself around indoors. But yeah, not gonna do it, sorry. And I guess I should do the 1-year review on this bike, because I've had it for a year now. I got it last October, I believe last October. Paint bucket. So, you know, yeah, 1-year review. Normally I'd compare it to my old bike, but there's just no comparison. Honestly, there really isn't. And so I'm not going to. There really isn't a comparison to my DRZ, from my DRZ to my 1199. So, yeah, there isn't really anything to complain about. Most of the problems that I've had were just wear and tear, you know, with the mirrors, wear and tear. Again, I've got 33,000 miles on this roughly, and you know, I've only owned it for about 3 of those. Let's see, sorry, I put 37,000 miles, not 37,000, 3,700 miles on the bike since I've owned it. And yeah, it's just been a lot better than my DRZ, honestly. It really has. It's more comfortable. It fits me better, you know. Like I can't really explain it. It's just the bike is so much better in every way. And yeah, the only thing that I've regretted are the maintenance costs, you know. Like, that's really the only thing you need to think about when buying a vehicle, is not the actual price itself, but the maintenance cost. How much is it going to cost to maintain? And yeah, that's one thing that I've regretted on this bike, is because it's so expensive to maintain. And even though I've put double the miles on this bike than I did on my DRZ in half the time, I still don't feel like I'm riding it as much as I should. Just simply because, you know, again, the maintenance costs. I don't need to spend, you know, $1,500 to get the valves checked every 2 oil changes, you know. And each oil change, according to the computer on this bike, which I'm going to pay attention to, is 7,500 miles. And 7,500 times 2 is 15,000? I want to say 15. That makes sense. That makes me feel smart. Yeah, it's every valve check is every 15,000 miles to get the valves checked and adjusted and whatever. So it's basically the oh shit, that was the shortest fucking turn signal light ever. Oh, now it's yield. But yeah, you know, I don't basically every two oil changes. Son of a whore. Yeah, I could have gone, but the guy behind me still would have been stuck at a red light. And it's a wonderful day, so I don't care. But yeah, I don't want to sit there every two oil changes, having that 90% of the bike blown apart to get that done. And yeah, you can kind of, I can't ignore it because on the screen is like Desmo service, and I'm like, fuck. And when you need an oil change, or you do the oil change yourself and you don't have the little reset tool, it's like oil change, warning, this, that, and the other, and you need to do oil change, even though if I did it, I would have already done it. Anyway, it's just easier to take it to a dealer, or even if I had the tool, it would be easy to have the tool, reset the computer, but I don't want to spend $5 grand on a Ducati tool. So yeah. I'm also going to take my, another thing is you can take the wheels off and get them and have tires put on them and all that stuff. And I think I'm just going to take the bike in. Yeah, it's more expensive, but to do the wheels yourself, like to take the wheels off, you need to buy a stand, you need to buy the things that connect the bike to the stand, and then you need to buy the special tool and this, that, and the other, and it's like, it's super expensive for the first time. And for all of those to pay off, in my particular case, I'd have to go 50,000 miles plus. I did the math. I'd have to go insanely far for those tools to start paying off, because it's free. If you buy the tires at the place, they mount them, balance them, and fill them with air for free. So there really isn't a reason for me to do it by myself and spend 3 hours doing it. It's like it's either I spend 3 hours doing it, or I take it to a place and it takes an hour, and if I fuck it up, I fuck it up. It's that's on me, and I'd rather have it warranted work. I'd rather have warranted work than have the satisfaction of doing stuff by myself. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, why don't you do the work yourself? It's cheaper. Yeah, but it's not warranted. So if I fuck it up, there's a major problem right there. So yeah, it's more of a peace of mind thing than anything else, really. It really, 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 really is. I think there's a stoplight before I reach the whatchamacallit, the Ford dealer. I'm not entirely sure. I know there's a stoplight to get on the highway, and it's more of just a yield sign, but whew, I'm out of breath. There's Daytona. I have this habit of resting my leg against the crankcase of my bike. And I know that's not good, but this bike shifts weird. From first to second, if you use the clutch, there's a massive dead zone in the throttle, and that's why I hardly use the clutch while shifting in general. But yeah, there's this massive throttle delay that I just, no matter how hard I try, I can't overcome the throttle delay from first to second. Maybe it's to stop the bike from, like, looping out or something, or, getting out of control. But it's annoying. Because the only way to overcome it is to clutchless shift it. And even then, it's a difficult thing to overcome. So yeah, that's one thing about the bike that I don't like. And let's see, what else don't I like about the bike? As the 1 year review, there's really nothing other than the maintenance costs and like the maintenance schedule. There really isn't anything to complain about this on this bike, for me personally. Well, in the summer it gets hot. It gets a little bit too hot to ride this bike. and that's more of a rider thing, you know. Obviously it works just fine, but personally I don't like riding it in the summer because again it gets too hot for me, and and the bike just heats up a lot. I feel like this guy's tire is gonna fall off. Maybe it's just because his exhaust is shaking, and it's not like shaking like it's exhaust shake, it's shaking like whatchamacallit, it's shaking like it's got a wobble in it. Bus. I don't know what that was, but I hope someone doesn't run over it, because that was like a metal piece. I don't like these turns because they got paint on them for the crosswalks, and I don't need to die. So yeah, I'm here at the dealer now. So I'm gonna handle what I need to handle, and I guess I'll be back. I'm not sure if I'll be back for a YouTube video or just, you know, be back on the bike. I need to find a parking spot. That's what I need. Ooh, parking spot. Ooh, 2 parking spots. Hello. I'm sorry, what? Oh, good. I'm just, I dropped my car off earlier and I just need to update them on a few things.
Oh, I thought maybe you want to trade in this to that guy for a new car.
So I totally forgot to turn off my camera. Recorded like half of that conversation with my helmet off. So yeah, I'm back now. It's funny, I pulled up and one of the sales representatives were like, how you doing? I was like, I'm good, how are you? They're like, good, so you looking to trade that in? I was like, whoa, no way. I was like, that was a big leap in logic. Actually, yeah, I want to do this. Because I think I'll take Jones to Blue Diamond, and then I'll take Blue Diamond all the way up to Red Rock and continue my ride. Because it is indeed Friday, and there might actually be bikes up there. But, yeah, all right, so that's taken care of. Let's see what issues I'm having with my car right now. Had an oil leak. Hopefully I'm getting that fixed. Well, it has some sort of fluid leak. It looks like oil, smells like oil. So I'm just gonna continue on with that and, you know, say, hey, look, it's an oil leak. It was slow to refuel. So I needed to add that, and I needed to add the smog check to it, because I needed it whatchamacallit, I needed it checked. And I made this mistake before, taking Jones to try and get to Blue Diamond, but Jones doesn't go through to Blue Diamond. Let's see. Woo. But yeah, so when I went there, you know, I was like, okay, so I had an oil leak, and the check engine light says the O2 sensor's bad. And on further inspection, going to the forums, looking through manuals and this, that, and the other, the code that I was getting wasn't actually specifically for the O2, you know, because the O2 was reading lean. It wasn't actually saying that the O2 sensor was bad. And there could have been a list of other reasons that the ECU was throwing that check engine light. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with that. You know, I'm not gonna throw money at this car just yet. You know, and oh shit, totally wasn't paying attention. And you know, I didn't need to deal with any of that. So yeah, I took it to a dealer, and any work that they have done is warranted. You know, if whatever parts they put on fail, it is going to be warranted. They will replace it for free, and that's another reason that I wanted to take it to a dealer. Another reason why I want to take my bike to the dealerships, is because it's so much better than doing the work yourself. Like, yeah, you have the satisfaction of being like, yeah, I worked on my vehicle myself. And then if it goes wrong, you have no one else to you have no one to blame but yourself. And it's not warranted, and you have to pay money to get the parts back to put on, and this, that, and the other. And it's just like, it's not really worth the trouble. You know, I'll do brakes, I'll do an oil change, I'll do you know, I'll do the standard stuff. You know, it needs fluids, I'll give it fluids. It needs change fluids, I'll change the fluids. You know, but anything major, there's no way I'm doing it, you know. I'm mechanically adept, but I'm not a mechanical master. You know, I didn't go to school to learn how to take care of vehicles. My friend did, and if he's working on his car and I come over and he's working on it, I'll definitely sit there and I'll look and I'll learn. But I won't go, you know, I won't do anything. Like, I won't change suspension components. I won't change, I won't do, let's see, I won't do rear gears. I won't do a differential gear change by myself. Oh, am I supposed to take this wide? I was. I think it's 45 here, so I'll do 48. You know, I won't do, if it needs proper alignment, or it needs like 500 foot-pounds of torque on the bolt, and I don't think any bolt ever on any car is 500 foot-pounds, but you know, if it needs a specific torque rating and I don't know it, I won't do it. I won't. And it's not that I'm not confident, it's just that I am known to fail every time the first time. I've never gotten something perfect as far as mechanically. I've never got something done perfectly the first time. And so if, you know, I'm going to be working on the car, I'm going to stick to something I know best, something that I've done before, you know, something that I know the specific spec to, and if I skip a step or I miss a step, I can go back and do it, and it's not going to be 10 years worth of work to get the thing back together. Like with my air filter on my car, that was supposed to be a really rudimentary, simple thing to change, you know, 10 minutes, until it had 10 pounds of dirt fall out of it. And then I spent about 10 minutes cleaning it. I took the easy route. I used brake clean and a high-powered hose, and you know, I'm not an idiot, so I dried all the things off, and before I even began to put it back together, I made sure everything was dry. I needed to clean the area where the air filter was going, so I put a rag in front, like inside the intake, and I sprayed it down with a hose. I made sure all the wires were dry, and this, that, and the other. And putting that air filter back on, oh my god, it's not something I ever want to do again. It's so complicated. It's more complicated than it needs to be. And yeah, it's got like it's got 2 entry points for to the air box itself. One has a rubber gasket going into the fender well to pick up less dirt or something like that. I don't know why, but it does, maybe to prevent more water getting into it. But yeah, it's got something that goes into the fender well, and then it has a ram air intake. You know, it's got the shaker hood, so it's got that goes into so you know, it's got that you need to take apart to get off the air box, and it's all super confined. There's hardly anything in this engine bay that isn't super, like, it's a tight fit, and getting through and into all of that stuff, not fun. But you know, obviously I like my car and I want it to last, and I don't need to blow anything up, so you know, that air filter will change every, I guess, every couple months, you know, about every year should be decent enough. But yeah, other than that, yeah. That was my friend at the light back there. I saw a white bike and I was like, oh look, it's another bike. And then it was my neighbor. Oh, I had no idea. I always whatchamacallit, you know, I always want to ride with my neighbor, but riding with my neighbor is a little hectic, and he likes to lane split and do all that, and that's just not really my thing. I like calm, relaxing, slow rides most of the time. There are videos and there are places that I'll just haul ass through, and but you know, when I just want to cruise, yeah, this is the thing that I want to do. I don't need lane splitting. I don't need the law basically on my ass. And doing a whole bunch of illegal things always is not the best, because sooner or later it's gonna catch up with you, and that's a lot of things that people don't understand. It's not if, it's when, you know. And I just don't need that when, you know. Like, if a cop pulls me over on this ride, or you know, a future ride, I can be like, are you sure it was me? You know, or I have it on camera. You know, I have my law-abidingness on camera. You know, and that's what I want. You know, if I get pulled over and, you know, they confiscate my camera for whatever reason, it's illegal for them to do so. But if they do, you know, I want to be like, all right, take a look at it, you know. Like yeah, like there's nothing on there that they can get me for, you know. Like, I'll speed, I'll race to the limit, but I won't stick at that. I won't, like, you know, if I go over 10-15 miles an hour, you know, I'll slow back down to the limit. And wow, I did that out of habit. I wasn't even letting go of the clutch. I'm getting lazy today. But yeah, I won't You know, I won't stay, you know, 15, 20 above the limit unless traffic is going 15 to 20 above the limit. Like on the highway, speed limit 65, yet people will go 80, 85, 90 even where I am. I want to get past this real fucking quick. Damn it! No, not a... That was a horrible, horrible shift, but... Flight pen, hey look, it's a GT350. Holy shit. Oh, that's a nice car. That is a nice car. The white and blue. Ooh, that's a good car. I wonder if he wants to play. And I wonder if my camera will last that long. That is a lovely car. That is so beautiful. Damn, that Nissan's hauling ass. You know, yeah, this car and me are going 15 over, but so is that Nissan. Oh, goddamn, that's a beautiful car, dude. And it revs to 8,200 RPM. Oh, he's turning. No. Oh. The sadness. Give him a thumbs up. Hope we saw it. Oh, that was a beautiful car. But yeah, you know, I watch a lot of motorcycle accident videos, you know, so I can recognize this, you know, and it's mostly for educational purposes. You know, I want to see what people did or what people were doing before the accident occurred. And unfortunately, most of the time, it's people doing tricks and wheelies or doing something stupid that they shouldn't be doing. You know, I want to look at the YouTube videos and the crash videos that are what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm going, you know, roughly the speed limit, maybe 5 over, and you know, I want somebody else to be the one that fucks up, not necessarily the rider, so that I can recognize the situation when I'm out riding, and I want to be able to avoid such a situation. You know, I want to recognize, you know, hey, traffic stop, maybe there's a car pulling through, so that I don't get taken out in a cutaway, you know, in a cutout or whatever you want to call them. And you know, so I do that. So I watch those types of videos, you know, and I also watch a lot of cop compilation videos of you know, cops pulling over people or people being pulled over by cops, so I can recognize, you know, what they did wrong to wind up in the situation that they did. You know, if a cop is being unlawful, I guess, you know, he's being a real fucking dick, you know. And most of the times, literally like 99% of the times, from out of the, I think I've watched over 100 cop compilation videos, and 90% of the time, goddamn, holy shit, a lot of debris. And like 90% of the time, 99% of the time, and I know that's a big gap, that's almost 10%, but it really depends on the video, you know, the compilation video. It's the other it's not the cop, it's the person that's getting pulled over, you know. You know, people watch these videos and they're like, oh, well, I know how to assert my rights. Okay, in every state it's different. Yeah, honestly it is. In some states they don't have to tell you why they pulled you over. They can literally pull you over and say, license and registration. The cop can ask you to step out of your vehicle with no given warning, to give you a breathalyzer test, to give you a drug test, to do all these things. They don't even need to ask. And that's something that people don't understand. Is in any state they can do that, but in most states, you know, yes, they have to legally, or at least the procedure is, they, you know why I pulled you over? No, well, this is why. License and registration or whatever, proof of insurance. And you know, that's And all you have to do is say, okay. Say yes sir, or yes ma'am, or you know, fucking, you know, be super fucking respectful. That's really it. You know, they're humans, we're humans, you know, everyone has feelings, they have a job to do. You wouldn't like someone walking up and telling you how to do your job. You know, just come at it from a different perspective, you know. Like, everybody's, you know, we're humans again, so there are going to be assholes and there are going to be good cops. There are going to be the person that sticks directly to procedure and does what he has to do. And, yeah, I guess I'm kind of rambling on at this point. You know, there really isn't anything else for me to talk about that I haven't already. And in all honesty, this is probably going to be like a half an hour video. Nobody watches my videos. I don't know why I do it. Oh yeah, I do it for fun. You know, I make really long YouTube videos because when I'm on YouTube, you know, it's not that I don't like watching the videos, it's just that I'm doing multiple things at once. You know, I'm surfing, you know, I'm watching YouTube, and I'm probably talking to 3 other people every day, you know, all the time. So, you know, I'll listen to the video. I won't necessarily watch it unless something happens, like, oh shit, or something, and, you know, some you know, obviously something happens. I'll go back, I'll click on the video, I'll rewind it, and this, that, and the other. Ooh, look at that thing. The thing's awesome. It's a forklift. But yeah, I'll go back, I'll look, and I'll, you know, and then I'll watch it, and I'll be like, oh, alright. And I've been doing this, and I've been doing that less and less, and it's taken me longer and longer and longer to go through a video. It'll take me like an hour to go through like a 20-minute video. It's kind of ridiculous. And but yeah, you know, it's why I make these really long videos, because when I watch motovlogs, I don't really watch them, I listen to them, you know. They're just, you know, when it comes to motovlogs, you can only show so much of one thing before it gets boring. And vlogs really aren't supposed to be entertaining. You're supposed to listen to them. You're not supposed to be entertained by them. Or, well, you can be entertained by them, and I guess it's become the social norm to be entertained by them. But when vlogging first started out, it was literally someone sitting in front of a camera and talking about what they did that day, you know, or them talking about a subject, talking about their opinion. And you just gotta realize that that's just that you know, yeah, times change and things adapt, but at the end of the day, a vlog is a vlog. It's not supposed to be entertaining, you know. You like, and it doesn't need to be anything. Like, the vlog could literally be different slideshows while you talk over them. And 2 of the YouTubers I watch, Godless Cranium and Professor Stick, they do that. You know, they have different images that they have one image that in Professor Cranium's or Godless Cranium, sorry, I just added the 2 channels together. Godless Cranium has a moving background, and then his pictures change. Whereas Professor Stick just kind of has a stick figure with different whatchamacallit, different poses for the stick figure, and different facial expressions, but it's still just as entertaining to watch. And again, you know, or I could talk about this while I'm sitting behind my computer and playing a video game. You know, I could vlog and play PlanetSide or something. You know, I could be talking over a video of me playing PlanetSide, but you know, that's not really fun. You know, you really want to keep the like, again, you can do anything you want. You can vlog over any background, but you really want to keep the background on topic. You know, you don't want to do what I'm doing and make the situation boring. Not really. You want to, you know, if you want people to watch it, you got to keep the background on topic. You know what you're talking about. And that's, you know, that's just something to keep in mind if you're trying to, oh, it's a badass bike. It's like laying back and shit. But yeah, you really, want to edit out parts like this, where you're just going, like, bleh, making noises. And, you know, I've learned how to use my editor enough to edit out these parts. I'm just too lazy about it, you know? Like, what I was saying in the previous ride that I was doing, I could go out, ride my bike for 2 hours, go home, look through the video, if I don't like the video, delete the video, charge my GoPro, then go back out, and I could do that all day. I have that much time. I have nothing but time. So I could do that, but do I? No. Could I post 4 videos a day? Yeah. Could I live stream all day? Oh, hell yeah. And could I honestly make a living off of what I was doing? Oh, yeah, definitely. If I started streaming and buying a whole bunch of, you know, up-to-date games and live streaming them and this, that, and the other, oh, hell yeah. I could definitely make a living off of it. It wouldn't be hard. Here, subscribe to my channel, do this, do that. Here's ads, here's merchandise, here's shit up the ass, you know? I could easily do it all day long. Am I going to do it? No. Why? Because it's not worth the effort. You know, I like to relax when I can, because when I'm not relaxing, I'm doing something, and most of the time it's physically demanding, like riding my motorcycle. You know, riding my motorcycle is therapeutic. But when I get off the bike, I'm in a lot of pain. It's, you know, when I'm on the bike, the pain, not so much. You know, it's very, you don't really pay attention to what's going on the bike. You're paying attention to everything around it. You're not really paying attention to your body. And so when you get off the bike and you're basically focusing on walking through the door, oh, it hurts. It really, really does. And that's nothing to do with the bike, you know, or the riding position or anything like that. It's just simply because I'm in a lot of pain. But yeah. Anyway, you know, I could sit on my computer, and if I had 2 monitors, I could live stream all day. But I don't, because I don't have 2 monitors. And so yeah, I have to use my phone, and my phone needs to be charged, and I use that as the chat window, and you know, and I don't think I'll ever have 2 monitors, and to be perfectly honest. Having 2 monitors, I'd have to get rid of my coffee maker. I'd have to move my coffee maker to the other side of my room, and because I don't have tile or hardwood or anything like that, I would have to get up every couple, and I have to get up every couple minutes to get my coffee anyway. But just to get the cup, like I'm not up as often, like I'm not up as long as I would be if I had to get up, get the coffee, pour the coffee, then walk across my room into the hallway, into the kitchen. You know, I just the way I have it right now is exactly the way I want it. My wrist hurts, and that's mainly because I'm putting all my weight on my wrist, which you don't want to do, but you can. You know, a lot of the riders, and the way you should ride is use your core muscles, and I could do that, honestly. Do I want to? Not really. I'm gonna try and start doing it because I need to get healthier, or I need to be more fit, I guess I should say. You know, my heart's having a little bit of trouble when I'm breathing, and I'm not fat, at least on the outside. I'm only about 160 pounds. I just weighed myself. I dropped 5 pounds finally, and because I gained 10 pounds in a week, and that didn't feel right. You know, I'm fitting back into my riding pants again. But yeah, you know, but like, see, on things like this, like, it looks flat on camera, but it's actually a hill, and it's a rather steep hill. But you know, this is actually getting really painful for me to hold up with my legs and my body. And I'll just put my weight on my hands, and my hands will go numb. And yeah, I can do things to better my riding. You know, I can learn to lean off and this, that, and the other. But I really just don't want to put my bike at risk. I really don't. You know, when you know, you see all these people knee dragging and this, that, and the other, it's like, you know, when they crash, they're like, fuck, and they start screaming, and they're so angry, and it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have been riding like that on the street anyway, you know? It's like, why were you riding like that and putting your bike at risk if you're just gonna get pissed off about it when you crash? And it is a win, you know? It's not an if you crash, it's a win. And yeah, just you know, if you're gonna get pissed off and you're worried about crashing your bike, don't ride like a jackass on the road. And you know, that's the whole point. Is, you know, I could knee drag around a lot of corners and be within the speed limit where I live. You know, do I want to? No, because it's putting my bike at a lot of risk that I don't have the money or time to deal with. And especially with my vehicle history, when it comes to repairs, it's expensive. And you know, that's one of the problems is, you know, my Jimmy, the engine went, you know. I bought the car, I drove it like 600 miles home. It was a $1,500 car, and yeah, when we got it, I was like, oh crap, it doesn't pass smog. All right, take it to a mechanic. Yeah, engine's gone. Okay, if you say so. You know, I'm not gonna pull the engine apart. I don't have the tools to do that, to check it, to, you know, to double check your work. So I believe that, and got the new engine, and everything just went to shit then. And you know, it's a lot of work, and the car's basically just been sitting there because it took me a while to find another mechanic. But again, I needed a daily driver that was not my motorcycle, because I needed cargo capacity. I can't go out every day or every other day and get 30 pounds worth of food and carry that home. It's too hard. So I needed a car. I needed a way to take my dog to the vet, because I'm sorry, a 110-pound German Shepherd ain't being strapped to the tank of my bike and being able to fit on it. Raven. But so yeah, I needed a car, and I couldn't register the Jimmy as a classic because I put more than 5,000 miles a year on a bike, on a vehicle, and I don't even ride this bike every day, and I put almost 5,000 miles on it in 1 year. You know, I've put 450 miles on my Mustang, and I've only had that a week. You know, it was nothing compared to what I did on this bike when I first got it, but that's still a lot more miles than I'm allowed to put on it, you know, every year. You know, basically, I almost put, you know, I put half 1,000 miles on my car. You know, that's only 10 weeks out of 56-week year. I think that's 56 weeks in a year. Maybe it's 58. I don't know. It's in the 50s somewhere. But when you can only drive a car 10 weeks out of the year, that's not good. You know. And yeah, my truck's sitting there. It hurts. You know, because I like my truck. I like all the vehicles that I bought. That I have bought, not that have been bought for me. You know. I had an Acura NSX. Oh no, I didn't like my DRZ either. My Acura NSX, pile of garbage. DRZ, pile of garbage. But you know, it was at the time I had price constraints, and so I got whatever car I could. And when my truck came along, I did have price constraints, and unfortunately that went right out the window when the engine let go. So you know, I decided to spend a lot more money getting a car a lot more reliable. You know, my Mustang only has minor problems compared to what my DRZ had, to what my Ducati has, to what my Jimmy had. You know, I decided to spend that money to make sure that didn't happen again. And to be perfectly fair, I knew the check engine light was on. I didn't know it had an oil leak, mainly because it was almost 3/4 low of oil. But you know, I knew that the check engine light was on, and I knew it was an O2 sensor, but I didn't know it was going to be, it could be a number of things, because the check engine light usually with cars with ECUs, like in 2003 and up and all that stuff. Actually, it's been since the 90s cars have had ECUs, and even some time before that, and even a few years before the 90s. But yeah, nowadays you're supposed to just plug in a computer, the ECU will tell you exactly what's wrong, you replace that part, and you're on, you're on your way. And unfortunately, because it's still an early ECU, 2003, it's not the most accurate thing, and one code can mean up to 3 or 4 different things. And anyway, but they're not major things, they're EGR valve or EGR valve gasket, or too much pressure in the fuel system, so a fuel line clog or something's backed up, or it's really small things that this code could mean. Like if it was like the grenade, the transmission grenaded, or there's a rod knock or something, obviously I wouldn't buy the car. But yeah, I bought the car knowing it had minor issues, and I bought my truck knowing it had an electrical draw. And when I got it home, that's exactly what it had, and it had an electrical draw. But again, yeah, that electrical draw, it snowballed. And luckily, actually, I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, because I don't need to jinx myself. So yeah. I don't really know what else to go on about, and I said that a little bit ago, but the truth is now I really don't know what to go on about. There really isn't anything for me to go on about. I wonder if my GoPro's even recording. Yes, it is. All right, that got the whole thing. All right. Oh, I could go on about intros, about YouTube intros. Oh God, it's the stupidest fucking thing. Honestly, intros and outros are the stupidest goddamn thing. Because, you do an intro and it's like, oh yeah, here's my channel, and then every time a video has, a YouTube channel has an intro, it has the intro for the YouTube channel name, and then when the intro's over, the person goes, hey everybody, how's it going? Or, how's it going? Thanks for coming to my channel, thanks for watching, I'm whatever the channel name is. And so you have the channel name right below the video that literally you don't even have to scroll to see. Then you have the intro to tell you what the channel name is. And then, what is this guy doing? And then you have the person saying what the channel name is. You have 3 different people and 3 different things telling you what the channel name is. And it's like, really? Do you really need that? It's like, no, you really don't. Because those are actually wanting to stay on your channel will scroll down and click on your channel. Oh, it's a girl. I never would have guessed that. This guy's like in the middle of the fucking lane. Oh, look, it's a Mustang. And it's another girl driving. Holy crap. I don't want to sound sexist, but I don't expect it when a girl is driving that type of vehicle. Honestly, I don't know why. I want to say I know these guys, but I probably don't. I don't know who this is, but he's driving like a fucking dick. Come on, go Acura. Oh, it's a Honda. I guess that's even worse. I hate being stuck behind slow people. I really honestly do. And it's not because I'm impatient. I just have better things to do than being behind someone who on purposely goes slow. You know? Like I don't want to have to deal with the consequences of somebody else's decision. You know? If I'm gonna have to deal with the consequence, I want to be mine. I want to be because me. You know, I want to be slow because I decided, you know, I wanted to drive a slow car. I want to take my time because I decided to take my time. You know, and if I wanted to take my time, I could go 65 and, you know, 2 lanes over. But I don't. You know, it's not fun. It's not fun taking your time when you really just don't have time. You know? And it's one of the reasons why I got a Mustang. It's one of the reasons I got 1,000 instead of a 600. You know? Or, excuse me, 1,200 instead of a 600. Because I don't need to be waiting around for somebody else. You know? When push comes to shove, I want to be able to have that extra power to go faster than the speed limit because I have medical issues that require me in certain circumstances to break the speed limit quite a lot. You know, in my car, you know, in my Jimmy, I wouldn't be able to go. I'd only be able to go the speed limit. Seriously, that thing is it's only got 100 horsepower and it weighs like 3,500 pounds. It's a pig. But you know, I just when push comes to shove, I need to have more power on tap than what I'm going to use on a daily basis, and that's why I get high performance vehicles. Nope, I thought my phone was ringing. For all I know, my fucking phone is ringing, but my Cena isn't working. For all I know, my GoPro's dead. Nope, my GoPro's still on. BMW behind me. Oh well, I guess that's the end of the vlog. I guess I gotta start playing music now. Play music. And of course it's not gonna play. Oh well. My Cena's just gone to shit. Ever since it rained, it says it's weatherproof and it sprinkled. It sprinkled for all of like 30 seconds and now my Cena's just dead. You know, I mean, granted, I've crashed with it twice, but yeah, it honestly started to shit out on me after it rained. And yeah, waterproof my fucking ass, or water resistant, or weather resistant, or whatever, my fucking ass. And like, I think the website says extreme weather resistant, but I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is this Ford gonna cut this Nissan off? Maybe? Nope. This guy's talking to somebody. Maybe it's the passenger. I see like a bun tail or whatever. I see a funny hairstyle. And that's pretty much what I should say. Goddamn, my balls. I only get uncomfortable in these pants. Can't wait till that's not an issue. Because I rode yesterday, and the only issue I had yesterday was that it was really hot in my suit starting out and getting off. Oh shit, it's that girl driving the Mustang. Durango is directly ahead of me. I gotta remember that because every time I take this, I take it to Ford Apache. Oh shit. Let's see if I can do this. I get it down to about 10 miles an hour before I have to lean forward. And yeah, these people are doing okay. I need to take my gloves off to do that properly. Fuck. I gotta like grind on my bike to get my fucking hair in proper order. I don't know what the speed limit is here, so I'm just gonna do 45. Almost missed that. Oh shit, that's a saw. Oh yeah, it's 45. There's Sonic. I had no idea. Yeah, she's not homeless. I don't know why my turn signal's still on. Must have been bugging some truck behind me. There we go. Helmet is fully closed now. Oh, that's a Jimmy John's car. I thought that was like a Ford racing car. Oh, it's green. I don't want to do the handless braking, you know, where I balance and I only use the rear brake. Ow. An S10. I have an S15. Mine's better because the number is bigger.